Good morning. This is a new day. I was thinking this morning how that in times past in my history and my early days as a young man, one of the pursuits that was paramount for our generation was to discover who we were. Who am I? That was the big question. In our generation of young people, when we were the new generation, roles had been issued for quite some time. We were told by the previous generation who we were, and we understood through the power of expectation, obligation, guilt, and shame the demand that we fulfill those roles. And something happened, and what it was this: as young people, we began to ask questions. Why this role? Why that role? Who is telling me who I can be or cannot be? And so something began to sweep around the world, and the phrase that was used at that time was anti-establishment. We were rebelling against the established order and asking the big questions. Who can define who I am outside of myself? And many people, young people, and many people began the quest to try to find out, who am I really? And I was no exception. I was on that quest as well. But something was put into my heart, something was so deep inside of me. And that was the deep-seated conviction that I had to find the truth. So I began the process and the pursuit. But the guiding force was in me was the question, where is the truth? What is the truth? And I will settle for nothing less than the truth. And I became very passionate about that. And there were other young people in the same place as I was at the time. And one of the phrases that we used to describe certain people, we said, oh, that person is very plastic. They're plastic. And, that was a way of defining someone that was phony. And that really became the cry of our hearts. We just couldn't handle phoniness, whether it was phoniness in religion or phoniness in politics, phoniness in our parents. We just got to the place where we just couldn't handle what was phony. And it just became a driving force. And in the midst of that challenge, the thing that became very clear to me was that there was phoniness within myself, which was really difficult to deal with because I wanted it out. And how do you get phoniness out? How do you get fake out? How do you get out of you what is not true? And so this passion grew inside of myself, and this conviction grew that I could change. And so between the, let's just say the wind, we'll call truth the wind. So the wind was blowing, truth was blowing. That was the wind that I wanted to turn myself into, was the wind of truth. But the sails, so to speak, if I can use those nautical terms, the sails was the conviction that I could change. And that I could become more authentic as that wind of truth blew upon my sails of conviction, that I could change. And that was my life. That was my life. And during the years and over the years, nothing has really changed. Truth is still the wind that blows, and the conviction that I can change is still the sails. The difference that is significant, that in all my pursuit of desiring to find the keys of enlightenment, and when I say enlightenment, in other words, those moments of revelation, those revelatory aha moments of conscious awareness, enlightenment, if you will, of the obstacles that were preventing the fulfillment of my dream of true authenticity, true honesty, true purity. To find that place of being completely clean, as it were, in my heart of hearts, absolute pure authenticity. In my pursuit of that, I went down many avenues and many roads, and most of them, if not all of them, ended up at a dead end. They were poetic, they had beauty, they had a certain degree of truth, but ultimately what I discovered is that the end result that I was looking for in terms of true authenticity, true enlightenment, if I can use that word, of absolutely understanding who I was, why I was, and where I was going, I couldn't find, I never found it during these many paths. So the question comes whether to continue pursuing the many paths with a hope that maybe by chance I would stumble across that key that would unlock that the truth within myself. And what was very amazing to me is that when I made an appeal to the Creator of the universe and had my heart open to the reality that above all of this and outside of myself, there had to be a power, had to be a force greater than myself. There had to be a force, there had to be a creator, there had to be a being that had the answers that I was looking for. And as I began to turn my attention and listen to the stories of who that creator might be, it wasn't until he approached me. So rather than a subjective, self-defined revelation that was initiated internally, something happened to me externally. I found myself having been pursued by that which is objective, not subjective. When the Creator himself approached me and presented himself to me and made an appeal that I allow him into my life, my simple yes to him changed absolutely everything. And more than ever before, my questions were being answered at such a speed. I can only define it as true enlightenment. It really is. It was the epiphanies it was the revelatory experiences that I had now been touched or had come into my life, the one who truly did know all the answers, in whom was all the wisdom, all the knowledge, and certainly held all the keys to the reality of who I am. And of course, who else would know better than the one that created me, who I am? And so I began that journey with him as a disciple, simply following him. And it's not always been easy. There's been a lot of confusion because along the way there have been those people who think they know better than him, who I am. And they would step in and take the reins, so to speak, out of his hands and took it upon themselves to define me and define my destiny. So it really wasn't the Creator, but oftentimes I gave over those reins. And what I discovered is that whenever I allowed religion, man-made rules and regulations and traditions to have sway over my change, over my continual pursuit of the truth, and my desire to continuously grow as a human being, as a man, and find myself in that place where my Creator would be delighted as he saw the fulfillment of all that was in his heart when he created me. And whenever I allowed religion or men, women, circumstances, environment to define me, it took away from that. And it really wasn't until I let go and from all of those things and returned in all my ways and heart to the Creator himself and asking him to be the one to define me and grow me, lead me into all truth. That's where the freedom really came to me. And I've learned now that there is no other place I would rather be than in that place of as a friend, truly a friend to my Creator. And along that journey, it's been my privilege and my delight to find that there are many, many, many people. I like to refer to them, if I can use this word, my tribe. And these are people of like heart and like mind who are coming from the same place that I am, with the same desire to be untainted by religion and ideas and opinions that are generated consciously or subjectively from personal interpretation of the Creator, and which is a joy because I'm not alone in this pursuit. And but the one thing that remains the same over all these years is the deep desire always to know ultimately what is the truth. What is the truth about this world we live in? What is the truth in regard to who am I? And my desire and my passion to constantly being changed, to be transformed, to be renovated on a constant basis. And that has produced, the fruit of that or the benefit of that has been freedom. Freedom of heart, freedom of my spirit, and it's really produced peace of mind, profound peace of mind. And I think there's no greater joy than to be able to lay your head down on your pillow at night and have a sense of satisfaction that to the very best of your ability you lived that day. You lived the day full of life, full of love, full of laughter, full of tears, full of joy, and you experienced to the fullest capacity of your ability all that life is represented without any filters or grid that would constrict or restrict all the beauty that the Creator put around us. And so I think that's a great joy. And again, to be able to wake up in the morning with a smile on your face, to embrace a new day and see it as a clean, brand new canvas that is blank. It's clean, it's white. There's nothing on it. And what I've chosen to do every day of my life is to take the paintbrush, and that is by rights mine to do with as I will, because it is the Creator's desire that what we do it out of a free will. It's our choice. And so every morning I choose to put the paintbrush back into His hands and let Him paint my day as He will. What is the day made up of? What are the paints? What are the colors? The colors are my words. He dips into that color, which is my words. My responses to life, those are colors that He dips in and He paints all day long. My words, my responses, my attitude, my actions, my love, my compassion, my laughter, all of those make up the colors that He paints with during the day. Laughter is a beautiful color. And during the entire day, He draws upon all of these things to paint the picture. And at the end of the day, I want to see a painting that is frameable, that I can put a frame on and see that painting in His gallery that He can point to and be very proud of, because His creation, me, has lived a day that has made Him proud. There's a day of truth. Truth is a beautiful backdrop for the painting. Change, character change, how I live my life, how I respond, how I love, how gracious that I am, how merciful I am, how I lack judgmentalness. As all of those things are not there, and He's able to draw upon all those colors and paint this beautiful picture. So why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because I want you to be free. And it does take complete honesty, total honesty with the Creator and yourself to see the change, the transformation come about. So I just wanted to share with you my a little of my journey and make an appeal that you would consider opening your heart and mind to the Creator and inviting Him to come in and share with you how He sees you. What was in His heart and mind when He created you? And I know for myself, and I'm sure for you, that if you will allow Him and invite Him, you will find the greatest freedoms and joys that are possible. Oh, by the way, I did discover the Creator's name. And some call Him Wanikia. Some call Him Yeshua, and some call him Jesus. Aho.